In her debut feature film Aftersun, filmmaker Charlotte Wells takes the audience on a journey through the sun-drenched beaches of Turkey and leaves them in a dark dungeon to ponder. Aftersun appears to be a simple and charming film about Callum and Sophie, a father-daughter duo bonding over their vacation. But as the story progresses, it becomes clear that there is much more going on beneath the surface. The title of the film, Aftersun, which refers to the lotion that Callum constantly applies to 11-year-old Sophie's skin, is more than just a moisturizer. It symbolizes his desire to protect her from the pain and burn that he had experienced in the past. As the story unfolds, it becomes evident that Callum's protective instincts were rooted in a deep-seated trauma, one that had left him scarred and vulnerable. Through her masterful storytelling, Charlotte Wells has crafted a film that is both deeply moving and intellectually stimulating. Aftersun is a masterpiece that challenges its audiences to look beyond the surface, to explore the complex emotions and hidden meanings that lie beneath their everyday experiences. Wells's use of intelligent signals and subtle cues made Aftersun a stunning masterpiece, one that would linger in the minds of its viewers long after the final frame fades to black. It highlights the mental issues of depression and reminds us that even in the brightest of moments, darkness can still lurk just beneath the surface. It is a story that speaks to the heart and soul of the human experience, a story that reminds us that sometimes the greatest strength comes from admitting our weaknesses and seeking help when we need it most. In summary, Charlotte Wells's debut feature film Aftersun is a powerful and emotionally charged story that takes its audience on a journey through the complexities of the human experience. It is a film that will leave a lasting impact on anyone who watches it, and it is a testament to the power of masterful storytelling. In the world of cinema, a well-written character is like a diamond in the rough. It's rare to find one that shines as brightly as the ones in this film. Each character is intricately crafted, with their own unique personality, backstory, and motivation. The chronology of shots in the film serves as a catalyst for understanding the depth of the story. The non-linear narrative structure allows the audience to piece together the puzzle of the characters' past and present, creating a rich tapestry of interconnected plot threads. The seamless transitions between past and present also add an extra layer of tension to the story, as the audience is never quite sure what's going to happen next. Overall, the secret ingredient of this film lies in its well-written, rounded characters and their deep, dark backstories. The subtext of the entire plot is summed up by the intricate web of character relationships and motivations, and the expertly crafted chronology of shots that ties it all together. Callum's troubled childhood has left him with deep emotional scars, as evidenced by his response to Sophie's innocent inquiry about his 11th birthday. His mother's failure to remember this special occasion has clearly left him feeling neglected and unloved. As a result, Callum has developed a strong protective instinct towards Sophie, recognizing in her the same vulnerabilities he experienced at her age. His past experiences have made him acutely aware of the importance of providing support and care for those who are most in need, and he is determined to be a positive influence in Sophie's life. Despite the pain and heartache of his own past, Callum is committed to creating a brighter future for himself and those around him. The placement of the shot featuring a rainbow-colored water park slide in the film's timeline, directly following Callum's emotional sobbing scene, serves as a powerful symbol of his suppressed homosexual feelings during his childhood. In retrospect, it is clear that Callum was forced to hide his true self from the world around him, as he struggled to come to terms with his own identity. As the story progresses, Callum's relationship with Sophie becomes increasingly important, as he takes on the role of a trusted confidant and supportive friend. When Sophie experiences her first kiss, Callum is quick to reassure her that she can always confide in him, no matter what secrets she may hold. This gesture highlights Callum's open-mindedness and unconditional acceptance of Sophie, regardless of her sexuality or life choices. In the end, Sophie's ultimate acceptance of her own sexuality serves as a poignant reminder of the struggles that Callum faced in his own life. Through his interactions with Sophie, Callum is able to confront his past and find a sense of peace and acceptance, even as he continues to struggle with the memories of his own journey towards self-discovery. In her expertly crafted script, Charlotte Wells cleverly employs a limited number of locations that Callum and Sophie visit on their vacation to highlight his financial struggles. Much of the film takes place either in the hotel or on the beach, which adds further depth to Callum's character and leaves the audience speculating about the events that led to his current situation. Callum's inability to provide child support for Sophie is clearly evidenced through their conversation. He struggles to even purchase a carpet and is unable to afford a simple free meal and drinks pass for his daughter. The fact that Sophie resorts to asking a stranger for money just to play a video game rather than turning to her own father speak volumes about Callum's financial instability and the additional mental trauma that it causes him. Overall, these subtle nuances make Callum's story all the more intriguing and captivating for viewers. Throughout the film, we observe Callum frequently urging Sophie to interact with other girls her age, which could potentially be a subtle hint in the screenplay that he had already predicted her sexual orientation and was trying to offer her the support and encouragement that he never received from his own parents. Alternatively, it could also be interpreted as Callum wanting to spare his daughter from the lonely and secluded life that he had experienced as a child, by encouraging her to make friends and build social connections. In fact, we see evidence of this in the film when Callum doesn't seem to mind Sophie hanging out with a group of teenagers, suggesting that he is more concerned with her happiness and well-being than he is with societal norms or his own personal prejudices. This portrayal of Callum adds a layer of complexity and depth to the character, making it all the more compelling for audiences. Callum's refusal to sing along with Sophie at the karaoke reveals his lack of confidence in social situations, which can be attributed to his troubled and isolated childhood. Throughout the film, we witness Callum concealing his pain from those around him, including Sophie. He turns to Tai Chi and meditative techniques as coping mechanisms for his anxiety and depression, practicing them when Sophie is asleep or away. In one scene, Callum confides in a stranger on a boat, admitting that he is surprised to have made it to his 30s. These details in the film highlight Callum's ongoing battle with depression. The fact that this vacation is his last one with Sophie further emphasizes her importance in his life, with Callum believing that Sophie is the only one who can truly understand him. Despite Callum's struggles, Sophie displays maturity and understanding towards him, as shown in the scene where she is locked out of the room with Callum present but doesn't get angry. Callum's ferocious run and dive into the sea at night, while away from Sophie, demonstrates his need and deep attachment to her. The clever use of these elements in the screenplay showcases the transition of Callum from a father who protects his daughter to someone who now needs protection, with Sophie being the only one capable of providing it. These nuances in the film add depth and complexity to Callum's character, making for a compelling viewing experience. As viewers, we can draw the conclusion that being away from Sophie was one of the contributing factors to Callum's eventual end. "11-year-old Sophie was just beginning to navigate the tumultuous waters of adolescence. Innocent and curious, she found herself pondering questions that may have seemed trivial at the time, but would eventually prove to be pivotal in her understanding of the world. Foremost among these was the mystery of her parents' separation. Though they clearly cherished one another, Sophie couldn't fathom why they chose to live apart. As she prepared to embark on a trip with her father, Sophie was filled with anticipation, eager to make memories in a new and exciting place. Little did she know that the journey ahead would shatter her world in ways she could never have imagined. For Sophie, what began as a chance to bond with her dad in a foreign land would ultimately become the most heart-wrenching experience of her young life. There are sequences in the film that suggest Sophie is attempting to understand her sexual orientation through observation. She has her first kiss with a boy her age she met at the hotel, but she appears casual about it when she tells her father about it. She observes adolescent girls' legs from beneath the water at a pool, witnesses two teenage lads kissing at the hotel, and carries a little toy of a sexy girl with her. These scenes represent the beginning of her sexual orientation exploration. Charlotte Wells's directorial decisions in positioning the scenes in the film are truly remarkable. One notable example is when Sophie witnesses two teenage boys kissing just before entering the room where Callum is seen lying asleep on the bed, naked. This scene serves as a subtle yet powerful indication of Callum's repressed homosexuality in the past, adding another layer of complexity to his character. As Sophie enters the room and covers Callum with a bedsheet, the symbolism of his vulnerability is made clear. This moment marks a significant turning point in Sophie's character development, as she transitions into Callum's metaphorical and psychological protector. This moment is followed by both of them in a clay pond, where Callum apologizes to Sophie while she applies clay on Callum, a magnificent metaphor for her protecting Callum. This is the first time Sophie, rather than Callum, applies the Aftersun, indicating a role reversal. Overall, Charlotte Wells's astute direction and attention to detail throughout the film elevate the viewing experience and bring a depth of meaning to the story. Charlotte Wells has expertly crafted yet another character in her film, Sophie, a woman in her 30s who has finally come to terms with her sexual orientation and has a son. The entire movie revolves around her memories of her father and their last trip together. However, Sophie's memories of her father are fragmented and she only recalls glimpses of him, such as the dream where he is happily dancing in a flashy dark room. This room serves as a metaphorical representation of Callum, a dark memory that haunts Sophie. Despite her father's apparent happiness at the trip, Sophie senses that there was darkness inside him. Fast forward 30 years and Sophie is back at the exact same spot where Callum once stood on their trip together. This triggers a memory of Sophie asking Callum a seemingly simple question when she was 11. Where did he think he would be when he was 11? However, this question now holds a much deeper meaning for Sophie as an adult in her 30s. In a poignant scene, Sophie's son cries and her partner assures her that she will go and check on him. This moment symbolizes the potential consequences of Callum's decision to have a child early in his 20s. Sophie now understands the pain and struggles that Callum must have gone through. Sophie's adult character adds depth and meaning to the story. Through her journey of self-discovery and understanding her past, we witness the complexities of human relationships and the impact they can have on our lives. Charlotte Wells's film is a remarkable example of how depression can be sensitively and intelligently depicted in cinema. Through the eyes of an 11-year-old, the film offers a unique perspective on this complex and challenging condition, highlighting the nuances and subtleties of depression that are often overlooked in mainstream media. Depression is a serious mental health issue that affects people from all walks of life, and the impact it can have on individuals and their loved ones cannot be overstated. By using film as a means of exploring this topic, filmmakers can help to shed light on the challenges faced by those living with depression and create greater awareness and understanding. Through the portrayal of the film's characters, we witness the complexities of depression firsthand and are reminded that the condition can manifest in many different ways. From feelings of despair and hopelessness to a sense of isolation and disconnection from the world around us, depression can be a deeply personal and subjective experience. However, by highlighting the experiences of those living with depression in cinema, we can create greater empathy and understanding for those who are struggling. By reducing the stigma surrounding mental health, we can encourage more open and honest conversations about these issues and promote greater access to the support and resources that those living with depression need to thrive. In conclusion, Charlotte Wells's film is a powerful example of the potential for cinema to create meaningful change and raise awareness about important social issues. By depicting depression in a thoughtful and nuanced way, filmmakers can help to promote greater empathy and understanding for those living with mental health conditions and encourage more open and honest conversations about these issues in our society. Thank you for watching our review, and we hope you enjoyed our analysis of this powerful and thought-provoking film. Let us know your perception of the film in the comments and which other films you would like to see us review in the future. And don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button to show your support and encourage us to make more great content like this. We appreciate your feedback and look forward to hearing your thoughts on this and other films. Until next time, happy viewing!